Hello and welcome to Crochet Business School podcast. I'm Kelly and I'm here to help you discover all the ways that you can create your own dream crochet business. Your business does not have to look the same as anyone else's, and you can do it the way you want. So what do we have on the podcast today? The importance of goals in selling your crochet. So you may have heard before that people say you need to have a goal. Get specific about your goal. And the reason that this is important is because you need to know why you're putting so much effort into this thing. Growing a business is hard work. It's not easy. It can take an awful lot of your time. It can be very frustrating. It can be quite painful at times during the learning process. It can be very rewarding when it comes right, but when you're at the bottom of this roller coaster ride that is business, knowing what your goals are can really help you to keep going, can really help you to push through so you can rise up and be at the top of the hill again and feel absolutely fantastic about where you're going and what you're doing. But being a business owner means you are going to have these highs and lows, and it's just part of the process. When things are going right, we feel like we're on top of the world. But even small things can bring us crashing down. It can just be a horrible troll that's appeared in our social feeds who decides to start commenting and tell us that our prices are too high, no one will ever buy that. These things can really get under your skin. But knowing what your goals are and keeping them in mind can really help you push that nonsense aside. Remember that it's just not important because your goal is far more long-term, it's far more important, and it's going to have a far bigger impact on your life than whatever it is that has brought you down, has made you feel low. But for this to be effective, you need to get very specific about what your goals are. You'll hear a lot of people having some very generic goals, like, I want to get a bigger house, I want to go on holiday, which is all well and good, but it's vague. Get specific. What exactly are you aiming for? If you're trying to build a fund of cash, exactly how much cash are you trying to make? What is that magic number that you are trying to raise, and for what occasion? Make sure it's something special, because the more specific and the more emotion you attach to your goals, the more it's going to mean to you. The more that goal will keep you going when you hit a snag. Now, that doesn't mean that business is always tough. It's not. But things can come and bring us low. And that's just part of life. But having these really specific, really emotionally connected goals will really help you get over that. And they don't have to be that big. You can have a goal, a small goal, that you are trying to reach quickly, but it's a small step. It could be just to make £100 a month in profit. It doesn't sound very much, but actually reaching that small target, it can make you feel absolutely brilliant because you've achieved something that you set out to achieve, and that can really give you a boost that just makes you fly and really just make you tackle anything that comes your way. And then you set another target after that. You have a new goal as another step. But also having the ultimate target in mind is a great thing. And one of the ways you can keep this in mind is a vision board. Vision boards are where you can visually see what you're aiming for. You can have a physical one. You can create one by printing off pictures, cutting up pictures from magazines and sticking them on a pin board so you can see them every day. You can create a Pinterest board and pin what it is you're trying to achieve. Whether that's the 5-bedroomed cottage in the middle of the Yorkshire Dales with a stable that you want to buy. It could be the ultimate holiday destination for the family, the VIP treatment at Disney World, with all the souvenirs, first class tickets for the plane, whatever it is. Whatever it is that you are doing this for. And it will really, really help. And then what you can also do is set smaller steps before that. So instead of reaching for the big prize all the time, which when you first start can feel like a million miles away, create smaller steps. They'll help you get there. So if you want the VIP package for Disney World, well, why not start with just the cost of the taxi fare to the airport? Raise that and put it in the bank account that you have set aside to put the money for this. When you got the taxi fare to the airport, what about the flights? Don't start with all 6 tickets that you need. Start with 1 ticket. Raise the money for that, and then put it to one side. And your next step will be the 2nd ticket. Smaller steps makes it easier. It stops that big goal from being so big that you just think it's impossible. Break it down. Create that vision board. But make sure it's something that you really, really want. And it will keep you going. Because the thing about business is that it is a complete roller coaster. The business of sales is highs and lows. You'll get times of the year where you make tons of sales, and you'll get times of the year when you get really low sales. And when you're not getting the sales, it really can make you feel like you're wasting your time. Why are you doing this? But it's just the nature of sales. So crochet, whether it be selling what you make or patterns, tends to sell more in colder months. And you will sell not so much in the spring and summer months. And that's just the nature of the beast. And once you get used to this cycle of sales, you'll get used to it. But in the beginning, it can feel like everything's failing, nothing is working, because you don't know about this yearly cycle of sales. But once you know it exists, well, 1, you can plan for it, and 2, you expect it. So that drop in sales is not going to impact you as much psychologically as it will when you first start out. Because it can be hard to remember that these things happen. So set those goals. Make that vision board. Just make sure that it's something that you absolutely, really, absolutely want to achieve. And it really will keep you going in those harder times. Thank you for joining me on the podcast today. I hope that's given you some things to think about. And if you'd like to hear more about what's going on in Crochet Business School and would like tips, advice, and want to know when the next podcast is out, then subscribe to my newsletter using the link below. So that's it from me, and I shall see you next time for the next episode. Bye for now.